It's finally here. After 2 years of waiting, we finally get Christopher Nolan's new epic, Inception. Hello and welcome to my review of Inception, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Ellen Page. The plot of this movie is very complex and has been kept very secretive, so I'm just going to give you a very basic version of what happens. It centers on Dom Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who's an extractor. He basically goes into people's minds with his team of people and steals ideas from them. Ken Watanabe's character, Soto, wants Leonardo DiCaprio's character to go into the mind of this up-and-coming corporate executive and use Inception, which is the process of planting an idea into someone's mind, into this guy's head to bring down his father's company. Keep in mind, this is the very basic summary of the movie. It gets really complicated, really complex, and very emotionally rooted, but that's really all I really want to reveal. Going into this movie, my expectations were sky high. I absolutely love Christopher Nolan. From The Prestige to Batman Begins to The Dark Knight, he makes incredibly complex, very entertaining, and extremely thought-provoking films. They're the only films that you really come out of anymore where you really think about what happened and really break down everything in your mind, and they really cause great discussions. So I was really excited about seeing Inception because it looked like a nice blend of The Matrix and Christopher Nolan's traditional style. Did it live up to these expectations? Abso-frickin-lutely. As I mentioned before, this movie is very complex, involving multiple layers of reality, a lot of different dreamscape terms and stuff. It's not the kind of movie, as many people have said, that you go into casually. You have to really pay attention. But the plot is really, really good. Not only does it tie together with itself perfectly, it's not like one of these movies where the twists feel arbitrary. They feel very well incorporated into the movie. And it just moves at a really good pace. For a 2.5-hour movie, you never really feel bored. You may feel like you're getting a little too much explanation at some parts, but as soon as the action picks up, the action is non-stop. And you'll be happy that you got all these explanations, because as soon as the action starts, the movie gets insanely complicated. Christopher Nolan is a master of piecing together these complex stories with very deep emotional roots. There's a plot involving Leonardo DiCaprio's dead wife, played by Marion Cotillard, and that's not a spoiler. She's dead throughout the entire movie. And it kind of goes into the psyche of him trying to get over it, and it's very deep and it's very meaningful. It's a really powerful love story. It's very unique because it's really goes through the process of trying to get over someone you love who died, and it is really, really powerful. All of the actors are top-notch. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers his second great performance in this movie of the year. I don't think it was quite as good as his performance in Shutter Island. This is more like autopilot DiCaprio, but still, he does it really well, and he's a great leading man. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a nice supporting character. There's some great badass scenes with him. He's just one of those really subtle, badass type of characters. Ellen Page is a nice foil for DiCaprio. And Marion Cotillard is just perfect as the ghostly image of his dead wife. He's having a lot of those this year. But what really makes this movie is Christopher freaking Nolan. This movie is just so creative, so imaginative, and it's all thanks to him. His script, his dialogue, everything just flows so organically, and he's great at directing actors and action scenes. He's just fantastic as stated. There's a couple action scenes in here that are really, really good, but a couple of them do get a little repetitive. Like, the ending is pretty much all action, and the action scene that they do show is just pretty much boom, 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 shoot, 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 and it's not really as versatile. But there's a scene that takes place during the end as well that involves jumping on walls and climbing around and flying around at people. That scene is really cool. There's a bunch of really, really intense action scenes in here. He's also a master of just setting up shots. There's some beautiful, beautiful cinematography in here. There really isn't any inherent flaws with this movie, but the one thing I would add, the score by Hans Zimmer is good, but it's not as good as his other movies, and also it gets kind of annoying because it has to emphasize, it's really in the entire film. There's really never a break from Hans Zimmer's score. And it kind of emphasizes moments that really don't need to be emphasized. It'll just be a dialogue scene. The score will be going, brum, brum, this is dramatic! And it's just unneeded in some scenes. But it is a pretty good score. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, the ending is just perfect. It leaves you right on the edge of your seat with that great feeling of of just ambiguity that most movies don't give you. Now movies just want to spoon-feed you the ending, and this movie doesn't do that, and that's very appreciated. Overall, Inception is an original, creative, well-directed, well-acted, just fun movie that manages to be smart at the same time. It gets a little convoluted sometimes, and the score is a little annoying, but that is easily not enough to detract from what is, without a doubt, the best movie of the year, and the best movie I've seen since District 9. And just for that, I'm going to give Inception a 4 out of 4. It easily earns this score, and I can't wait to see Batman 3 and whatever original projects Nolan does next. I'm really excited. I'm kind of more excited to see an original project from him than Batman 3, even. So this is my last video for a few weeks. I'm going again on a 3-week hiatus this time. So, I'm sorry I'm going to miss movies like Salt and Dinner for Schmucks and a few other movies that look pretty good, but there's nothing huge. I'll be back by the time Expendables and Scott Pilgrim come out. But yeah, I'm going away for 3 weeks, so don't be like, where's the reviews? Where's the requested stuff? I'm gone. See ya.